Sudan, it's happening globally. The U.S. is facilitating the same type of aggression to our brothers and sisters in Cuba, our brothers and sisters in Haiti, our brothers and sisters in Palestine, our brothers and sisters here.
Amen.
And we're in the belly of the beast. We're in the belly of the beast.
That's right.
So what does that mean for us? We got work to do. Facts. We got to get organized. And we're not organizing just for fun. We organize it to win. What do we want? We want self-determination. We want sovereignty. We want the dignity of all our people to be honored. We want us to move beyond it just being slogans, but into it being activity. When we talk about stuff like a people's arms embargo, it isn't to just say it's a good idea, but it's exactly another way to cut the legs off of the beast. The UAE gets 2/3 of its weapons from the United States. 2/3. 2/3.
Shame.
We cut that shit off, they're not going to be able to facilitate the same type of violence that they've been facilitating in Sudan, but also the same type of violence they've been facilitating in Palestine and across the Sahel. On a final note, in terms of where Sudan is geographically, and why we see so much aggression on Sudan. This was a point that was raised earlier, but I want to raise it again. Think of Sahel. Think of Western. Now, why is the Sahel state? They now French, they nationalize the industry, and they re-put a lot of those profits back into agriculture because they show people to make sure that people let themselves. And at the same time, there's a bunch of terrorist groups that are being facilitated and funded by the United States. Gold that's being extracted by the UAE. The same exact contradictions are coming to light. It's not just a coincidence, but we can't stop. We have to stop seeing things as isolated incidents. These things are coordinated and organized. The enemies are being coordinated and organized. We also have to be coordinated and organized. Because it's the few versus the many. And where to, that situation is not going to stay. With that being said, in terms of what you can do organization. Oh, my fault. Let's look to the east. I talked about the west and the Sahel. Well, let's look into the east of Sudan. Connected to the Red Sea, connected to the Suez Canal, our brothers and sisters in Yemen, in Palestine, and all across the West Asia overall. We are the point between Africa and them. We are the point. We are what connects the rest of the Sahel that is mostly landlocked to some water. We are the point. And at the same time, the Axis of Resistance has isolated the Zionist entity in the most unprecedented way we've seen in history. This is the weakest they've been ever. I don't want us to forget that. We're not victims or just victims. We people in a war. Not just the people in a war that are in Sudan, but every single one of y'all that is out here, y'all are in a war.
That's right.
And if we're in a war, what we gonna do?
We're gonna fight. Fight.
We gonna what? But on that note, I just want to lock us into some of the things that we can organize and some of the demands that we have. Primarily on the embargoing of arms of the UAE. We will get this by any means. SURF is putting out a campaign primarily on the focus of developing a people's arms embargo. If you're interested in getting involved, tap in. We have some people going around with a handout that pretty much lays out SURF's line and a lot of the other campaign work that you can get involved in. The other thing is, we want to highlight the work of the ERRs and all of the people on the ground who have been resisting this, who have been keeping the community safe. The emergency response rooms and the resistance committees have been the primary point of contact for the majority of Sudan to find out what's happening all across the country. And we need to honor and respect what they've been laying out. Vice versa, when we talk about the defense of Sudan's sovereignty, we need to be very, very careful. Very, very careful when people use the contradictions in Sudan to try to push their own agenda. Attention is not enough. We need to be organized about what we're asking for. When people tell you we need intervention in Sudan, what do y'all say to that?
No.
Hell no. Say hell no.
Hell no.
Feel me? When people are like, we need the U.S. to be more involved in Sudan, we say hell no.
Hell no.
We say hell no.
Hell no.
When we think of the UAE and the U.S. and Saudi and Egypt and the rest of the Quad and all of those people monopolizing the peace talks, we've been betrayed by every single one of them.
That's
We've
right.
been betrayed consistently. This is something to understand, that our liberation is not going to come through these avenues. And it isn't some shit that we're going to just, get a couple petitions and then keep it pushing. Or be able to engage with passively when we're chilling over here. Nah. We got to get locked in, we got to organize. And that looks like immediate tapping in with internationalism, joining an organization that's fighting against imperialism, raising as much material support that you can to the people in El Fashion and the people across Sudan. And if you're looking for ways to do that, we have comrades from Sanduka Sudan, from Sudan Solidarity Collective, who are giving some of the most direct aid and partners with other people on the ground right now. And as people have been displaced from El Fashion, and a lot of them have moved into Tawila, there's organizations on the ground ready to deal with whatever we send them, and they need our support. And material support is one side of things. The cutting off of the other legs, the being able to confront the enemy wherever they're at, is the other. This week, at Goni Dagalo, bum ass nigga. At Goni Dagalo, I met these brothers. Procurement specialists. You know what that means? His whole job is to make bread. His whole job is to find and facilitate the weapons transfers through the RSF. He was sanctioned, a few months back, and there was a lot of applause, but again, very genuine concern about the fact that these sanctions are not in our interest.